Hutchison, a ninth grader and an author. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you.
It's great to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Are you born and raised in Dripping Springs?
I was born in Dallas, but I was raised here.
Okay.
Yes.
How old were you when you moved from Dallas?
Just a few months old. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll call you a native Dripping Springs.
Yeah.
And did I get that right? You're in ninth grade?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty impressive that you have already published your first book. That is crazy. And I was reading your bio, and you said that you have loved creative writing since you were very young. How did you get started on this process of writing this book?
So it was almost kind of like a dream. It came in, so I loved reading the Hunger Games books, and I read the Red Queen series. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Yeah.
But that kind of, after reading those two, I kind of started merging them and realized, wait a second, this would actually be a really good idea. And I just kind of started writing. I didn't know if it would come to a book or finish as a book, but I thought, you know what, there's no harm in writing a little bit.
Were you already writing before this idea came to you? So,
yeah.
Do you remember the first time you sat down and wrote a story, or
yes.
How old were you?
So I was in 5th grade. I wrote this book, or I tried to, I didn't finish it, about this dog. And this dog had magical powers, and there were these people that were trying to come and capture the dog because it was worth a lot of money. And so I've written quite a few like that, but it's never finished.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. So that was 5th grade? Amazing. Wow.
I write stories about Steve all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we have a podcast now.
Yeah, she uses ChatGPT, which is cheating, by the way.
I don't use ChatGPT. I don't. So your mom, Melissa, is here.
Yes.
So do you have any other siblings? You have siblings?
I have 3 older siblings,
Okay.
a brother and a sister and another brother. So Danner, Audrey, and Logan.
Oh,
But,
That's
yeah.
great.
I have a Logan too.
So part of you deciding that you wanted to write this book and publish this book, who has been your biggest supporter in that?
Definitely my parents, for sure. They've always been super like, you can do it. Whether I'll do it or not is another thing.
Yeah.
But they've definitely always been like, go ahead, try, like there's no harm.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of kept going, and then it evolved into something.
Yeah.
I want you to walk me through the process of writing this book, from like actual writing it to the editing portion, and then just like the publishing aspect of it, because that's insane that you're 9th grade, you've already published. And so tell us a little bit about that story of how that process went.
So I wrote it in December through January. So I wrote it in a full month. But I didn't actually, wow. I wrote the first 5 or 10 chapters, and I realized this could go somewhere. So then I decided to start, I got a journal, I started planning it all out. Every 5 chapters, it would be the summary of what those chapters would be. And then I kind of knew the rough outline of where I wanted to start, how some plot twists, and then how I wanted it to end. But I didn't know the in-between. And so I went off that and just kind of started writing. I wrote the whole first manuscript within a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's your proofreader?
Myself and
Really?
my mom.
Okay, yeah.
My mom, for sure. She read all of it.
Having a good proofreader is invaluable.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll miss something, or you have an idea that's not quite finished, and somebody that reads that for the first time is like, oh, you got to come back to that.
Yeah.
How did the editing process go, or just even like, so you wrote the manuscript, right? And then, the proofreading / editing aspect. Did you self-publish this book?
Yes. So I wrote it all within a month. I took 4, maybe 5 months off, didn't touch it, or tried my best not to. And then I came back to it. I had my mom read it, or try to read some of it online. I tried to edit some of it online, but I realized it's just so hard to edit a full novel all on the computer. And so I started researching how I could actually publish this, how would I do it, what platform I would use, because I can't print a whole book.
Yeah.
And so I figured out Amazon has a program called like KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, and I can print my own books, and I don't have to publish through
Oh,
there.
wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So I ended up printing it, getting this full book, and then I ended up giving it to my mom and myself. So then we read it through like a normal book. We edited it on the paper with pen markers, like whatever we wanted to do to find, errors. And that took a really long time.
Yeah.
That took so long because it was just, I would be reading and I would read 3 sentences and then I'd be like, oh, there's another mistake. And then I'd be reading some more and another one. But it was definitely better doing it on a paperback than a laptop.
Michelle would be impressed with herself if she read this, let alone write it.
I actually
Look at that. This is quite a big book, Michelle.
I actually read books, Steve. I don't listen to books.
Yes, she does. She does. Yes.
I read them.
See Dick run.
That's right.
See Jane.
Yeah, right. How did you get this book, or how did you get them in bookstores?
So bookstores don't buy books through Amazon because it's just, I don't exactly know why. Just no bookstores, no libraries, they don't buy from Amazon. But through Amazon, as an author, I can go ahead and I can buy copies for myself that is only like $1 more than the printing cost.
Okay.
And so I bought them all myself, and then I distributed them to the bookstores. So I emailed them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and just kind of talked to
And
them.
is it more of the local bookstores right now that are like willing to carry books like this? You know, like I guess like the big, Random House or whatever, they have
Barnes
their
and
agents.
Noble or something.
They have their agents that'll push those kind of books out. But you're kind of a grassroots girl pushing this book on your. That's really.
How many bookstores
yeah.
do you think you have it in now?
I only have it, I know for a fact that I only have it in Book People in Austin, downtown, South Lamar.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I actually went up and saw it in the bookstore for the first time.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Have you had
great.
book signings
But
yet?
I have not, no.
Well, you're going to have to sign this one for us if you can have this copy. Who did the cover art for it?
I did it all through Canva.
You're kidding. Look at
Yes.
that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's pretty. That's amazing. Yeah. You have this this saying on the back. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. That's your writing. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. How'd you come up with that?
So I had multiple kind of sentences that I thought, almost like a slogan, that I thought would be really, I needed something to hook the readers when they first look at it.
Yeah.
And so I figured I needed something harsh, but that also meant something to the plot. And so I realized there's a lot of, slavery isn't the right word, but there's a lot of laws and rules in this book that the Spades, or the people
I was
of
reading an
powers,
expert
Yeah.
from it. Yeah.
yeah, they didn't want to deal with the kingdom because they were rude to the kingdom and had all these laws and rules against them. And I figured I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery was like a good.
That was pretty.
That captured my attention. That's a really
Yeah.
good. I mean, if I was browsing through a bookstore and I saw that, I'd be like, "That's intriguing. I want to know about that." So,
Yeah.
kudos to you.
Are
on
any
that.
of your characters based on real people that you have, or just kind of loosely?
Yeah,
based?
all of them definitely have characteristics of the people I know. Like, I know my sister is kind of
The evil stepsister. No.
love my sister, but there's definitely characteristics in all of them. None of them are set like, oh yeah, this is definitely like Audrey. No, it's all just loose. But
When you develop these characters, I know some authors will sort of separate from the book. They will define their characters and their traits and what they do in their spirit. Like they'll write almost like a biography about them. Do you do anything like that?
I didn't write a full biography. I mainly just did bullet points, but every page of my journal is filled with, each character has like 2 pages.
Yeah.
And I did like their height, weight, hair color, what they like to do, favorite things, like stuff like that.
You have to do that because otherwise then your characters start doing things that are out of character, right? Yeah, so you have to keep track of who they are. That's pretty cool. Is it stressful? Because this is you, right? This is your thoughts and things you think about the world. Is it a little bit stressful putting this out for people to read?
Yes and no. It is in a sense of like, wow, like people who truly think about this are going to be like, oh, that's like how she feels, kind of like, or whatever. But also it's just so, honestly, like, it's kind of encrypted in a way because it's like these characters all feel different things. And so it's like, unless you knew me, you wouldn't know what character I relate with the most. And so it's kind of like, like my main character, that's not me, which is different for most authors because most authors are like, my main character.
They base it off of themselves.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
But that's not the case for mine. But.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little. It's you put yourself out there for criticism. Obviously, people like us are impressed with what you're doing, but this world these days can be mean, and people will say so. There's a little bit of vulnerability there. So that's what I was asking you about. Is that. You have to say you're an artist, but as an author, and you put it out there, and people give you their opinion on it. And I think that can be a little bit hard sometimes. So it's a great book, though. I read a couple of excerpts also, and it's very well written.
Thank you.
What do you think is the most surprising thing for you that you've learned through this whole process?
I don't really know about surprising, but patience was a hard struggle for me.
That.
Yeah.
Can you give Michelle a class on that, please?
No,
I'm not worth it.
My impatience is at the mastery level.
Oh, okay.
I've spent many years.
Yes.
Yeah, I've spent many years.
Give us the sort of Cliff Notes version of what the book is about. If we were at a bookstore and you were standing there and I picked it up and I said, "What is this about?" What would you say?
So it's about our main character, Autumn, Grace. She was raised by this family who wasn't her own. She never knew exactly what happened to her parents, just that they died at a really young age, or that she was really young. And then once she became a young adult, the queen dragged her into her castle and was like, hey, you're gonna go on this quest with a few other girls. But at the time, spades is what they're called, are hated, and you hide being a spade in this country because the kingdom hates them. The kingdom thinks that they cause all downfalls, they're cursed in a way. And so she was like, oh no, I'm gonna die, this is not a good idea. But she made some really good friends. Autumn, Fallon, and Elvina were her friends. And then throughout this quest that the queen sent her on, she meets a few castle guards that are meant to, dispose of them, meant to make sure that they don't cause any trouble. But they slowly all become friends, therefore they don't end up doing anything to them. But the crown prince's brother comes in and is like, actually, what are y'all doing over here? Y'all are supposed to be down west. Why are you up south? What are you doing? Because they went off track a little bit. And basically, she's just trying to survive in a kingdom that hates her.
Oh,
and and she has to manage both princes, both brothers of the heir, wanting her dead, but also in a love triangle, trying to figure out, oh, she's actually a really good person. I actually think I'm in love with her, but I meant to kill her.
Yeah.
So
a love triangle. There's some politics there, relationships. Yeah, this sounds like real life.
When you're trying to promote this book, I read that you have no social media. At all. And is that by design? Is that a family choice? Or is that, eventually, in order to get your name out and to get these books out, you're going to at least maybe have to have some sort of presence on social media. So is it an age thing? What is it?
Yeah, my parents are very much we don't want social media to corrupt your life in a way.
Yes.
Just because,
Yeah,
because it does. It corrupts your life.
Exactly. Gross. Yeah, it's
exactly.
a necessary evil, though. Sometimes, especially when you're marketing something.
Yeah, I wanted to save myself from all the negative, especially when it just came out.
Yeah.
But I recently just got Instagram, and so I'm going to start an author account and promote it that way just because I need some way to promote it.
I'll prepare you. No matter how good you do something, somebody will say something mean to you. Just get very thick-skinned and don't let that bother you, and don't pay any attention to it, because that is not about you. That is about the person saying those mean things. So
that's the person sitting across from you with the microphone.
That's right. That's right. That's Michelle. Yeah, we've had some people. We have lots of raving fans, and there's always like one person that just comes out of the woodwork and says the meanest, nastiest things. And
we actually use it as fuel now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we usually highlight those and talk about them. But we had one once that complained about me, and like this 2 paragraphs of things that I said, and then right at the end, he said, "She seems pretty cool, though." So, Alice, who are your favorite authors? Who'd you grow up reading that are your favorites?
So this is gonna kind of sound bad, but I don't really know authors. I know the books that they publish, but I'm really bad with remembering their names. But
what about your favorite books then?
Yeah, definitely the Hunger Games series was for sure, and then Red Queens and a little bit of Throne of Glass from Sarah J. Maas.
Okay.
I honestly really like her writing. She was the first author that I looked at for author looking at, and not like it from a reader's perspective, because the way she writes is amazing to me, and she wrote her first book at 16. She didn't publish it until she was 18. But she was definitely like, oh, wow, she did this. I can do this, too.
Yeah. Is that genre sort of sci-fi fantasy? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's sci-fi fantasy and a little bit of romance, but yeah.
Okay.
It's really interesting to me in the sense that you as an author, you know more about the book than you do. And so I guess that's probably true. You kind of want somebody to know about your work versus about who you are.
Yeah.
There's the whole controversy around J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, but gosh, she's an amazing, amazing author, and she kind of paved the way for that particular genre, and just created a whole bunch of young readers. Do you see yourself down the road creating, like what Steve was saying, raving fans where people can't wait for your next sequel? I think it's The Rebel Queen, right? Mm-hmm. So that's in the works right now. Okay.
So that's the sequel to A Rebel Rising.
Yeah, it's going to be a trilogy. So,
okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you've already, how far are you on that process?
I know I just finished chapter 15 of The Rebel Queen, but I'm hoping this summer I can sit down and really work through it, because I'll have so much free time.
When you write, do you have a routine you go through? Do you write in the same place? Do you have you get up in the morning and have a cup of tea or whatever and go, or do you just kind of write as it hits you?
I just kind of write as it hits me. I realize the more I try to set myself a routine, the less I write, the worse I end up doing. And so I think the less planning I do in a way, the better I do writing it.
Yeah. Are you one of those writers that will just, as the thoughts come to you, you'll write it down and you'll do a couple pages and then you'll stop and go back and read it and change it?
No.
How do you do it?
So I originally tried doing that. The first book, I definitely was writing a chapter, then go back, look through it, decide if it's good enough. But I realized that's just burning myself out when I do that. And so this time I'm just writing. I just write until I realize I'm tired, and then after the whole book is finished, I'll go back and edit things out, change things, destroy chapters.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and like, oh my gosh, I need to change this, or I have an idea for something like that? So are you sitting there writing that like in a burst where you're just piece of paper right by your bed? I gotta write, about autumn and
Yeah. I have a notes app. Yes, I'll just be sitting at lunch with my family, and I'll be like, wait, I have to do this. And then my parents are always like, get off your phone. And I'm like, hold, please. I have to get this out.
Very important. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about school. So 9th grade.
Yes.
So you grew up kind of through COVID, right? And how has school been? Do you enjoy school?
I enjoy school. I'm one of the strange kids that actually enjoys being at school.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I think I really like just knowing what I'm going to do, and then knowing exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it. I like having the routine, which is completely different from everywhere else in my life. Like school and like my day-to-day, I like having a routine, but for writing, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thrive on the structure at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you feel about the new high school that's coming? So probably by the time the high school's here, I know when they first start, they're going to have it as a freshman and sophomore campus. But probably by the time it's opened, I think you're going to be a senior, maybe a junior, senior. Let's just say senior. Do you see yourself moving? Are you guys zoned for the new school? No, you're not. Oh, so you'll stay at the old school.
Yeah, I'm totally for the new school though.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be great.
Are the class sizes, like, all three of my kids graduated from Dripping Springs High School. His kids did also. Mine almost. How long ago did Kendall graduate? 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. Not that long ago, but yeah. Do you feel like the class sizes have gotten bigger and bigger? Is it just hard to concentrate with that many kids in your classes?
Yes.
And the passing periods?
The passing periods are, everybody always complains about the passing periods, and I get why. It's crowded. There's times where you can't move.
Well, you can't even probably go to the bathroom, or you're eating lunch at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What's a passing period?
Yeah.
It's like between first period and second period, you're passing the period.
We just called that the break between classes. I didn't know they had a whole full title for it. Do you feel like right now is an easy time to be growing up or a difficult time?
I think it's difficult. I think with all the rising technology and all the society changes, it's not a great time.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
You think that your generation has it harder than previous generations, like
I
our
do.
generation?
And I'm not trying to be one-sided or biased, but I definitely do believe that.
Why do you think that is?
I like that
because
opinion,
I feel like you guys have more opportunities than like when I may have, growing up in the 80s. Can you stop it? It's so loud. I can
What is
hear it.
that noise?
I think it's the trash can out there. Whatever it is so loud. I can just. Oop, sorry.
What,
Let me see
oh,
what
is
that
it the
I'm sorry.
dumpster at McDonald's?
Yeah. Sorry, I was hearing it buzzing.
I heard it, but I didn't hear it really loud. Didn't I tell you you'd forget you were being recorded? What is that noise?
Oh, it's the shredding machine. He's out there shredding. So
Oh,
hold please.
that is very loud.
It's right there. Sorry.
We're gonna go a couple more minutes, so I've got two
And
questions.
then I'll have
so
some rapid fire for you, and then we'll be done. So sorry. Yep.
do you think he's? Oh, that's my headphones. Do you think he's done now?
I hope so. Let's see. I could hear it so loud in here, I couldn't hear her anymore. It was picking up some weird. Okay, let me see if he's gone. Gosh.
That's me. I'm sorry. I'll take him off.
That's me.
Melissa, did you have anything you wanted me to ask her about?
I think she's doing well.
She's doing great. She's doing really well. You're the youngest person we've had, so we were a little nervous, but you're very articulate and very composed. You're doing a great job. So it's fun. And are you going to leave this with us?
You can have it.
We would love to have this. We'll put it up in our.
I should have
These
signed
are
it.
other authors we've had. That's the books we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do. Here, I'll get you one more.
Are you going back to class after
I
this?
am,
Oh, okay.
Tragically.
Yeah.
just kidding.
You just said you like school.
I like school. Sometimes you will catch me complaining about
Yeah,
it for
I think
sure.
you're supposed to. I think that's what you're
I
supposed
think
to
y'all
do.
would be concerned if I never complained.
This is
Here's
true.
your first black Sharpie.
Okay.
We need
When
it.
you become famous.
We need to do a video of you sign it.
Yeah, here.
We'll let you sign it after.
Yeah, that way I can get video for social media.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
I
do
think
it
I think he may be done.
Okay.
Okay, can you play back the last?
Yeah.
So sorry.
Now is an easy time to be growing up or a difficult time?
I think it's difficult. I think with all the rising technology and all the society changes, it's not a great time.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
You think that your generation has it harder than previous generations? Like
I
our
do.
generation?
And I'm not trying to like be like one-sided or biased, but I definitely do believe that.
Why do you think that is?
I like that
because
opinion,
I feel like you guys have more opportunities than like when I may have, you know, you can hear.
Yeah. Would you want to just piggyback on
Okay.
that? I'll
Okay. See if you can cut it.
just play like the last 3 seconds.
I feel like you guys have more opportunities than like when.
Cut that off.
When you have more opportunities, when, just finish that thought.
Okay.
It did just start again.
It just started again.
Yeah. Is it over by pizza?
No, it's right there. I think they're taking the stuff from patent title. The shredding.
Is it the guy that helps us? Is it a different company?
It didn't look like the same guy. You'll see all of this on YouTube because we don't edit anything on YouTube.
Is it still going on YouTube?
Yeah, because if I stop it, then
it'll
stops
be a different
the whole,
episode.
then it automatically publishes. Okay.
All right, here we go. Opportunities. Okay, you ready? I'm going to give you a cue.
When I was growing up in the 80s, I mean, we were just learning to use computers, and now you guys have so much access to so many things. I mean, when we had to research things, Steve and I had to go to an encyclopedia.
And we'd go to the library and pull out the encyclopedia for the letter E and go flip through that and find out what it was.
But I also don't want to be that kind of person, that adult, where it's like, back in my day. But I'm curious as to
But back in my day.
But I'm curious as to why do you think it's much harder? Do you think it's just information overload, or what is it?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. We definitely have more opportunities, and everything's easier to hook up with people. Like you can email, text, whatever.
FaceTime.
But I think with everything with social media, just prolongs and throws out all the bad instead of the good, or the opposite of that. Or you look at everybody's life and you're like, oh my gosh, they're perfect. They're doing great. They're successful. There's no problems. When in reality, everybody has their problems.
That's very mature of you. I know adults in their 40s and 50s that have not figured that out. They're still chasing this lifestyle that they think exists, and everybody has problems. Everybody has issues in their life. And what you see on social media is very rarely anything like reality.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but you still have to mow it.
Yeah, that's right. Alice, have you thought about what your life will look like as you finish high school and go off to college? And what do you want to do with your life?
I definitely have. Right now, I'm going through the health science pathways at the high school, so I'm going to graduate with my certified medical assistant.
Oh, wow.
Theoretically, I could graduate with physical therapy or pharmacy tech, but I think I'm going with my CMA. And then my plan is to just go through college, do something in the medical field. I don't exactly know what, but something along those lines. But my dream would be to own a lot of land out of college and have a homestead. Now, I don't know who's going to afford that, but...
Well, when you sell 1 million copies of your books.
That's my dream, but
yeah.
That's right. I can tell you my middle one is in med school right now. You have no time for anything.
Exactly.
But med school, maybe you can write medical journals at some point. Maybe that's what you can. I have some rapid fire questions for you too that I wanted to get through. So, what is your favorite writing snack?
Ooh, probably. Oh, I don't know.
It can't
popcorn?
be Cheetos. Yeah, popcorn. I just made Stevie popcorn earlier.
So your computer is a mess, is what I hear. With popcorn kernels stuck in the keyboard.
Oh,
God, even worse.
Yeah.
So are you a pen and notebook kind of writer or a laptop?
Yes, I am both.
You do both, really?
I plan everything out on paper because I definitely prefer paper. but I have to write the book on my laptop.
Yeah, it's easy to edit it as well. If your book became a movie, who would you want to play the lead? Have you ever thought about that?
I haven't. I don't really know actors, so I don't really know.
I love that you're just not like following the masses.
It seems like a lot of young people are really paying attention to pop culture, and you just don't even care. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's out of the norm. And what are your college plans? Where do you want to go to school?
I really want to go to Texas Tech University. That's where both my parents went, and there's nothing out there, but I think it's a cute campus.
My oldest graduated from there and got his master's degree there, and he loved it.
Yeah.
He absolutely loved it. And he's been graduated for 4 or 5 years. He still lives up there. So there's, I think, right outside of Lubbock, there's not a lot going on, but Lubbock is actually a pretty cool town. You'd like it.
Tech has kind of become like the Dripping Springs high school, the next step.
Yeah, a lot of people go to Tech. But
it's
a great school. It's a really nice campus. So what other, you got any more rapid fires?
That was it. I was going to ask her favorite author, but she didn't.
I messed that up for you. So.
And she said what her favorite book was.
And one more, you're running cross country?
I am, yes.
Because do you think you'll continue that all through high school?
Yeah, that's like my plan right now, for sure, to continue it. It's such a great community.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And that's a lifelong, I'm 62, I still run all the time, so it's a good lifelong sport. But
if I'm running, you better run too.
There's a bear or a robber or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Alice, it's been great to have you on. You're very articulate. You're obviously very smart, and I'm going to read your book. I love it. Thank you for bringing us a copy, and I wish you nothing but the best. I think you're going to go on and do great things.
Thank you.
I think so too. And then the next book that it comes out, we need to have you back on so we can promote that book as well.
So good luck with everything, Alice.
Thank you.